Welcome back to Kindness Stories, where courage, heart, and the strength to stand up for what's right take center stage. Here, we share powerful tales that remind us kindness isn't weakness, it's strength in disguise. If you've ever felt unseen, underestimated, or like you didn't fit in, this story is for you. It's about resilience, bravery, and the quiet power that lies beneath a calm surface. She was the new girl at Lincoln High School. Her name was Amina. And from the very first step she took into the crowded hallway of her new school, she knew she was going to be judged, not for her grades, not for her talents, but for her appearance, her accent, and the quiet, observant way she carried herself. Her dark curly hair was tied back in a simple braid, her eyes wary, and her posture slightly hunched as if to make herself invisible. She had come from another city after her father passed away. Her mother, a nurse, had taken a job transfer to start fresh. They moved into a small apartment across town, hoping the new environment would bring peace. But peace was not what awaited Amina at school. The first day was awkward. Teachers mispronounced her name. Students stared at her clothes, which weren't branded or trendy. During lunch, no one invited her to sit. She picked a quiet table in the corner and ate silently. She was used to being alone, but this was different. There was tension in the air. It was like she had disturbed some invisible social balance. By the end of the week, she learned names she never wanted to learn. Caleb, the arrogant leader of the popular crowd. Brielle, his equally cruel girlfriend. Zane, who laughed aloud at things that weren't funny. They ruled the school, especially the hallways, treating them like a stage. They noticed Amina not because of anything she did, but because she didn't try to impress them. Caleb was the first to mock her during gym class. She had barely stretched when he shouted across the field, "Hey, new girl, you know what running is, right? Or are you just scared to break a nail?" Laughter erupted. Amina stayed quiet. She looked at him once, nodded politely, and kept stretching. That quiet response somehow made Caleb more agitated. Every day brought a new form of harassment. Books knocked from her hands, gum in her locker, whispers behind her back. Amina endured it all. She didn't fight back. Not yet. What no one knew what, not even her mother fully understood, was that Amina had been training in martial arts since she was 7. Her father had been a military instructor. After his passing, she trained alone in their living room, using old footage, guided by memory and discipline. She had promised him she'd never use what he taught her for violence, only for self-defense or to protect others. But restraint had its limits. To weeks into school, the bullying escalated. It started in the cafeteria. Amina was walking toward her usual spot when Brielle stuck out her foot. Amina stumbled, but caught herself before falling. The entire table burst out laughing. Caleb smirked, tossing a half-eaten sandwich at her back. It splattered mustard across her backpack. Still, Amina said nothing. She simply walked away, cleaned her bag in the restroom, and returned to class like nothing happened. But that silence, that calm demeanor, it enraged them. The moment came on a rainy Thursday afternoon. The final bell rang. Students flooded the hallways, eager to leave. Amina had stayed behind in the art room, finishing a charcoal sketch. She loved art, how it let her express what she couldn't say aloud. As she stepped into the hallway, she noticed it was unusually quiet. That's when she heard footsteps behind her. She turned just as Brielle's voice echoed, "Hey, new girl, where do you think you're going?" Amina kept walking. Caleb was with her, so was Zane. All three flanked her now, blocking the hallway. Still too good to talk to us, Caleb sneered. Amina calmly replied, "I don't want any trouble." That response should have been enough, but to them, it was an invitation. Caleb stepped closer, towering over her. "Oh, but trouble found you, didn't it?" Then it happened. With no warning, Caleb grabbed her braid and yanked her backward. The world slowed down. For one split second, Amina saw red, not from rage, but from instinct. Her father's voice echoed in her memory. "If someone grabs your hair, anchor your feet, rotate your body, and use their grip against them." She didn't hesitate. Her feet planted, her body twisted. Her arm locked Caleb's at the elbow, and with a sudden, fluid movement, she dropped to a knee, used her leverage, and snapped his arm backward with a sickening crack. Caleb screamed. The hallway filled with shrieks and gasps. Zane stepped forward in shock, but Amina turned her head slowly and looked at him. Just a look, and he froze. Asterisk was screaming now. "You psycho! What did you do?" Asterisk Amina stood calmly, her voice steady. "He assaulted me. I defended myself." Asterisk teachers rushed to the scene. Security was called. Paramedics arrived. Caleb was taken out on a stretcher, crying and cursing, his arm limp. Asterisk the next few hours were a blur. Amina was taken to the principal's office. Her mother was called. The principal, a stern man named Mr. Hawkins, asked her to explain what happened. She did, calmly, factually. There were witnesses. Even some students recorded the incident. Asterisk the footage was undeniable. It showed Caleb pulling her hair. It showed everything. Asterisk the school launched an investigation. Amina was temporarily suspended pending review, but her mother fought back. She filed a formal complaint, presented the video evidence, and threatened legal action if her daughter was punished for defending herself. Asterisk within a week, the tide turned. Asterisk Caleb's actions were labeled as assault. He was expelled. Brielle and Zane were put on disciplinary probation. Amina's record was cleared, and though many still whispered in the hallways, they did so with caution. Asterisk Amina returned to school, head held high. Asterisk, but something strange began to happen. Asterisk other students, quiet ones like her, those who had endured bullying in silence, started approaching her. Some thanked her. Others asked to sit with her at lunch. A boy named Javier said, "You stood up for all of us." A girl named Priya whispered, "I wish I was that brave." Asterisk, but Amina didn't feel brave. She had just reached her limit. Asterisk in time, she started a self-defense club at school. At first, only a few students joined. But after a month, the club grew. More and more students, especially girls, came to learn, to talk, to connect. Amina taught not just how to defend the body, but how to protect the mind, how to stand tall, how to speak up. Asterisk she had become more than just a new girl. Asterisk she became a leader. Asterisk one afternoon, during a self-defense session, Priya asked her, "Weren't you scared that day?" Asterisk Amina smiled. "I was, but sometimes fear isn't the enemy. Silence is." Asterisk her story spread beyond the school. Local news picked it up. People debated online. Some called her a hero. Others questioned her actions. But one thing was clear: Amina had changed the narrative. She had shown that strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes it walks quietly down a hallway, hoping for peace, until pushed too far. Asterisk she never wanted to hurt anyone. She didn't enjoy it. But she knew this: if you're kind, they might mistake you for weak. Let them. Because when the time comes, your strength will surprise them. Asterisk Amina's story is one of quiet resilience, of courage hidden beneath calm, and of a girl who chose not to fight until she had no choice. Asterisk, and when she did, she reminded everyone why kindness is never a weakness. Asterisk.